I've actually never played Luna Park. These guys played it just before I joined about 6 years ago. So I'm super excited.
You're in for a treat.
Can't wait.
It's the mum selfie venue.
Oh man.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah, it's great.
Oh, now you know I just don't care. You know she just don't care.
It's amazing. It's great. I think it's the best body of work that we've created as a band to date, really. Yeah, I mean, what do you want to add to that?
Well, we had a lot of fun. We recorded it in LA, and I remember me and Pete just getting up every morning, going to the studio, tracking. We had a good time, man. Solid.
Yeah.
Really, really good.
I mean, I guess it's quite difficult to not have a good time in the LA Californian sunshine, you know. But we did. We kind of addressed the whole process pretty, pretty good.
You got into a rhythm.
We did. Yeah, starting with a run generally, a run and a hike, and then to the studio for 10 a.m. in bed by 6. But you know, no, it's great. No, honestly, it's a fantastic record. It's kind of gone, come full circle a little bit. Obviously it's band, through, record by record, and tried to change things up, take ourselves out of the comfort zone a little bit, and this has kind of come back round to the roots of the band. I think, big melodies, guitars, big drums. It's and it's probably the first record we've done together where we've all been fully immersed in what we were doing, as opposed to like somebody going off here or there, So it's four cats in the studio enjoying what they do. So yeah, buy it, please. Or download it and don't buy it. Who buys it? Oh really? Trajectory. So like, I mean, we've been together longer.
We've been together longer, yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah. I was like, yes, that's right. Well, I mean, yeah, we've been together longer than the Beatles, but they weren't together that long, were they? Really, it was 7 years or something.
Yeah, it wasn't
the Rolling Stones just pipping us at the post, I think. You know what I mean? But yeah, we've been together a while. I mean, feels like a lifetime. But it's been a good journey, really. It's been, like that. But I feel that we're like that now, and obviously Al, we've been with us for quite some time now, has really kind of solidified where we are, and
I think it's getting better as well. It just seems like it's getting easier, but not in a detrimental sense. It feels like we all get on really well, enjoying the music, sound good. So,
yeah. It helps when you've got a solid band, you know what I mean? And I don't think that we've ever really had one until the last 6-7 years. So it doesn't feel that long because you know what I'm saying. It's like it's only been a solid band probably for 7 years, so 6-7 years. So onwards and upwards. Fingers crossed. There's rock stars, isn't there? No? Shawn Mendes, he's pretty rock and roll. Ed Sheeran, he's the unlikely rock star, isn't he? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, I think there is rock stars still. Yeah, I mean, rock stars as if you're talking like Alice Cooper, Ozzy Osbourne, I don't know, Mick Jagger. That is, a little different. But
yeah, I mean, I guess there's like the last generation, and then there's like the new generation, which I don't really consider to be as rock starish as both musically and personality wise.
There's no characters.
No,
not really. That's
really.
The thing.
You've really got to search to find them, but yeah, not in the mainstream anyway. Not that I can think of.
I don't really know. I mean, I wouldn't really class ourselves as a rock band as such, really.
The meaning of rock for the Kooks. It's a difficult one.
It is.
That's slightly baff, but no. The meaning of rock. Well, to put it really simply, rock is a genre of music. It's classified as a style of music. But like Pete said, we're not really. We've experimented with all different styles, and we all come from different musical backgrounds and share the same sort of tastes, and we try and mix up as much as possible. We love rock music, but open to all sorts.
Yeah, we're not quite rock. We're rock and roll, man. You need the roll. Without the roll, there ain't no rock.
When I began to break down, searching over time.
Yeah, big time. I mean, I guess the band started in a, you know, quite definitive, a very definitive time, didn't it? A point where there was a lot of those bands that were very, you know, very British sounding, like the Franz Ferdinands, the Arctic Monkeys, you know. So to come through, you know, in that group, you know, really defines, I think, more of a moment, really. I mean, I don't think we sound like the Arctic Monkeys or Franz Ferdinand, but you know,
it was very much. Yeah, I think the band emerged at that time when it, you know, especially in the UK, there was a lot of guitar bands, but it was a really cool time. I think there was a lot of cool stuff happening, and you know, we just happened to be the kind of group that's just sort of stood the test of time and carried on.
We've cemented our, you know, ourselves into the British constitution of, you know, whatever that is, I guess. I think, and I think it's, you know, we're still here, aren't we? You know, just on the biggest shows of our career in the UK. So I think that says a lot, you know, because a lot of those bands aren't around anymore. You know what I mean? And they were great as well. You know, it's like, although everyone seems to be having a bit of a comeback, you know, like Franz Ferdinand are kind of back on tour and that kind of thing.
Come back round.
But I mean, they're great anyway. But you know, it's tricky. It's a tricky business. It's to sustain longevity, you know, and have a career.
Right.
We're doing something like, I think it's the hair.
I think so.
The hair and the trousers.
Yeah.
You know, it's definitely not the music, is it? No. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love Buenos Aires. Actually, it's probably one of my favourite cities in South America. Actually, no offense to Santiago. Actually, no, they're all fantastic. But no, do you know what it is? It's got a very European feel, especially here. I think, you know, you kind of don't feel too far from home. Do you know what I mean? But I mean, look, you know, it's great for us here, isn't it? I mean, you know, we're kind of like the Beatles, aren't we here? Do you know what I mean? We don't get that at home. If I want to kind of get recognised, I have to go to the Apple Store. Do you know what I mean? So to get off a plane and people kind of like, you know, reacting the way they do, and you know, feel that, you know.
People are great, man. People out here are great, beautiful, very kind, loving, warm people, and so it's always a pleasure. But all of South America as well, you know, very, very.
Yeah. Big shows, man. We play big shows here. You know, we're a long way from home. Do you know what I mean? So you know, to be able to come this far and be playing those kind of shows with, you know, with the reaction that we get is incredible, really. I think we're very blessed that we can still do that. Long may we return. Do you know what I mean?
I know, she knows I'm not fond of asking, and true or false it may be.
Quite a bit, actually. I think, especially with, like, you know, our last record, Listen. You know, because that was basically a compilation of, like, it started off as more of a demo, like Luke demoing songs, really. It was never really meant to make a record, and we just ended up making one. So, you know, that, you know, there was no kind of like rehearsals before it. We hadn't been road testing the songs for years, or you know, whatever, 6 months to a year, whatever. So you know, a lot of those songs were pretty much the first time we heard those. We were in the studio. So obviously coming out of the studio, we had to learn how to play them live. You know what I mean? So, and then obviously everyone's got their idea of how they want to do it. So, but I like that, man. I like going to see a band where you kind of got one version and then you know, live there's another one. I mean, it's definitely a bigger sound, isn't it? The live version of those songs. Yeah,
and it's nice as well. You know, obviously we love the album versions, but it's nice to sort of change it a little bit. You know, just new arrangements or whatever.
Of course.
Kind of work it out. That's the fun bit about playing live, is just working it out and maybe changing it up a little bit.
Like songs like Around Town and West Side, I mean, I way prefer the live version, do you know? So, but yeah, I mean, you know, it's inevitably going to change anyway, you know what I mean, from record to stage, but quite dramatically in regards to the fourth album, to be honest.
I love her because she moves in her own way. But she came to.
I don't know really. I think we've always been pretty popular in South America. You know, we we've been here, like we were saying before, for quite a while. It feels like worldwide for the band there is some kind of resurgence. You know, we're definitely feeling out in the shows. You know, the live shows. There's a lot of love.
I mean, there's so many. I mean,
what was the question again?
Who would you like to share the stage with? Can they?
Dead or alive?
I was going to say dead or alive. Dead or alive? Both. Doesn't matter. Right.
Do you want to go first?
No, I mean I'm going to have a think.
It'd have to be Prince, Hendrix, Sly Stone. Just those three for now. I think. Yeah, that's enough. I think. Yeah.
And Pavarotti.
Curveball. Yeah.
Can you imagine? They keep him away from the rider though. So I know everybody in the world at this point is kind of creaming over that Childish Gambino tune. But man, I've been listening to Childish Gambino for years, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, man.
But
check them out, innit?
But that new tune, This Is America, is pretty killer.
Very cool. Amazing video, man.
Yeah,
he's a cool dude, right?
He's really cool, and I've been fanboying. I've been doing my research, been wicking Donald Glover, eh? But I don't know. I mean, Lemon Twigs. We're both big fans of Lemon Twigs.
Yes. Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Love the Lemon Twigs, man.
So yeah, I think
very cool.
Let's just go with that.
Shine, shine, shine on. Yes, oh, won't you shine, shine on.
Yeah, I think I was going back to what I was saying earlier about, you know, how each record we kind of tried to change it up a bit, you know, and experiment with different instruments and, you know, that kind of thing. But
in terms of what he said, I mean, I think that's just the only way to go, really, as an artist, as a group of musicians. You know, new progression and you know, evolving.
But I mean, he kind of went pretty far with that, didn't he? It wasn't just like using a keyboard. It was like a whole different personality.
Which is incredible.
I mean, but it's David Bowie, man. He could do that. I'm not sure that anybody else could really do that ever. You know what I mean? I mean, he is the greatest musician to have graced the earth, isn't he? To be honest. But yeah, I agree with him. Whatever he says, I would agree with anyway.
Safety pins holding up the things that make you mine.